Go, 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 ICP. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. All in crypto here. And today we are going to be talking about the internet computer ICP from a price point of view. We're going to be diving into a number of different charts that all lead me to the same conclusion, and that is that ICP not only is mooning, but is going to continue to moon. Now, you guys know we've been really on it, covering ICP on a real regular basis, getting ready for the move that we are currently seeing. And I've got to admit, I could have played it a lot better myself in regards to my own personal positions and the allocation that I actually have with ICP. But I have a community of people that are doing fantastic from it. And I know you guys probably certainly are watching our updates and certainly watching that price prediction that we gave for ICP around about 2 months ago. We're going to be recapping on all that, taking a look at a number of charts, the ICP chart against the US dollar. We're going to be looking at a number of examples that we showed pre-break of other charts that were doing a similar thing to what ICP was doing pre this break, sort of consolidating after taking a key level of significance, seeing real volume coming back, indicating that it's now in an uptrend, and what that led to. That led to targets being met on other charts. And that's kind of some of the roadmap that we were using to predict what ICP was going to do and is now doing. There are still higher targets. And actually, once our initial target has been met, it's likely going to set up for a broader target that could take it to $200. So we'll be recapping on all of that, showing a number of charts that we showed previously. We're also going to be introducing ICP versus Bitcoin and ICP dominance. So ICP's percent of the overall market. Very interesting, also leading us to a very bullish conclusion, kind of confirming everything that we're looking at. We'll talk about the total too. Before I start though, even though we're not going to be talking about fundamentals, I think the fundamental news that is accompanying what we were technically early to is, of course, ICP entering the AI arena. Now, Dominic Williams showcased the first ever smart contract ran AI application. It was image identification, which seems very primitive. We have far more advanced AI models, but what you've got to really understand is this is just the start of something far, far larger. And the fact that ICP from the bottom up can actually facilitate AI. Lots of other cryptocurrencies out there claim to be AI cryptos, but they use computing from Amazon Web Services and all this other stuff. They claim to be decentralized whilst utilizing centralized systems. ICP does that all. It's basically built up from the ground up a AI language or an AI model that can essentially be built upon and get more and more advanced and be a real sort of selling point or USP that ICP has to add to all its others. You know, it's kind of a deep in layer one-esque. I think that's not even the right way to kind of term it. It's a very exciting cryptocurrency, and I think this fundamental news is what's pumping the price. But you guys that follow the channel would have all been well aware that this was coming because we have technical targets, because we were sort of consolidating in a very typical fashion to what you typically see after taking a key level of significance before moving to a target, if there is one applicable. Certainly we are in an uptrend. So we have a lot to get into. Let's not waste any more time and let's dive over to the price chart of the internet computer. And you can see we were identifying a number of things. Actually, towards the bottom here, or down the bottom here, we were looking at a bullish divergence. We were calling this our kind of base, which was a double bottom. You broke that key level of significance that you were pinned under, that resistance, with volume. Some of the biggest volume that ICP has ever seen, depending on what exchange you're using to view it on. This, of course, is Coinbase. The largest volume ever was what took this and broke this. Why is that the case? Why are key levels taken with significant volume? Because there's a sort of commitment by informed money that has the volume to do it that is now initiating that uptrend. And that is what ICP is still on. That's what I mean. You haven't really, okay, you've missed getting it at a lot cheaper prices, but in regards to where this is going, we see $200 and then the further actual upside that we'll talk about when we start seeing technical patterns generated. So since we did that, ICP essentially was just consolidating, and there was a bit of a symmetrical kind of bull pennant here that you broke and you actually did fall out the bottom side of, but this was just a real shakeout before we advanced further towards the target of $24.40 that we have for the internet computer. And we said this was going to happen in a short succession of times. We also, going into this, showed you a number of examples because people were getting quite worried with all the kind of volatility that the crypto space was seeing in regards to other charts that did the exact same thing. So this is the total too. This is the total market cap excluding Bitcoin. And we highlighted, this is why the boxes are there, that ICP was in this kind of a phase after taking a key level of stage 1 base into a stage 2 uptrend. And the move that was going to come out the back end of it was going to be an explosive one and see it run towards a target, okay? Or a key level of significance, which is where ICP, let's zoom out, is currently heading towards what we believe is going to be a key level of significance that is going to shed up that right shoulder in a similar fashion to exactly what the total 2, which is everything excluding Bitcoin, is doing. Now, we think total 2 is at $1.1 trillion. It's getting to $3.7 trillion. That's a narrative that supports the entire crypto space. Certainly the altcoin market, and ICP is going to be a massive beneficiary of that. So we showed you this example. We also showed you Microsoft, another stock that we got amazingly right back in 2023. You can see break on volume, key level, consolidation before you explode and go towards your target, which is exactly what ICP is doing today, ladies and gentlemen. You want to learn this kind of technical analysis, do get on board the Patreon. We have just opened a few more spots up, not many. It will sell out very fast, and you can learn all this. We teach a very simple method of breaking the market down into 4 stages that will allow you to make money in any kind of a market. A sideways market, an uptrend, a downtrend, and a kind of topping market, which is kind of a sideways market. So we showed you lots of examples. What I actually want to introduce today is how ICP is going to do. So crypto, we think is going to do very well. We've just shown you an example of that in regards to total 2. We can show you how well we think Bitcoin's going to do. We can talk about the macro situation in regards to global liquidity. We do it on a daily basis in our daily market updates. Well worth a watch. I think we're one of the only channels that give this kind of real 360 analysis of the markets and fit crypto into that. So crypto is a kind of part of a larger landscape of assets, okay, that various things affect, risk on, risk off, that kind of stuff. And we really kind of home in on what crypto is doing. And we think crypto is the fastest person out of a burning building, an exploding building that's about to explode. It's gonna, if you understand the great game of money and things like this and devaluation, you'll understand that the rich get rich through assets, the poor get poor through not owning those assets. And crypto is the fastest horse in the rich get rich game, in my opinion, or potentially moving the financial needle. So very bullish on crypto. Let's now introduce a chart that we haven't spoken about, but we've been keeping an eye on. The internet computer versus Bitcoin. Okay? I can show you others. I can show you a number of things that will compound what we're looking at here. But the internet computer versus Bitcoin, we believe it's an ugly inverse head and shoulders, but is going to set up an inverse head and shoulders. If we look at it the right way up, it maybe looks a little bit more likely, as in the head and shoulders the right way up, not inversed. This is now an inverse chart of the internet computer versus Bitcoin. I believe the internet computer is going to start gaining ground against Bitcoin, which confirms what we're looking at from a ICP USD point of view. So this is likely going to gain quite a bit of ground from where it is today. You're going to see nearly a 300% move against Bitcoin. So the internet computer is going to be gaining relative value against Bitcoin, which is going to be going up also. So ICP is going to be doing more. Also, one swallow does not a summer make. We have the internet computer in regards to dominance. The internet computer currently makes up 0.36% of the overall crypto space in regards to capital. We think this is going to move to 1.2%. Again, similar thing at play here. If we flip the chart up, because some people are better at seeing these patterns the right way up. It's a useful tool to have, being able to flip the patterns. I certainly think so. But wherever we look with the internet computer, we've got our macro time or our macro view on markets. We've got our macro view on crypto or view on the cryptocurrency market. And now we're refining that by looking at individual charts, what they're doing and what that's going to lead to. And hopefully we're turning some of you guys into believers in technical analysis. I always get the comments, oh, technical analysis is voodoo or whatever you want to call it. No, you've just been doing it wrong. That's my honest opinion. I'm somebody who can attest, that has an entire group of people that can attest technical analysis, to be making content and getting technical calls based on traditional technical analysis very right. And hopefully we're turning people into believers. So very much doing what we set out for it. After a period of consolidation, after a key break, you are now moving on to high ground in an explosive fashion. And you will, in my opinion, first of all, interact. Hopefully, you're likely going to put a toe above it and make the target of $24.40. But then you're likely going to do something like we set out in our roadmap, do something like this, and then see a broader pattern in play to $200, which aligns with what we're seeing in the total market cap and our general thesis of the crypto space more broadly. So it's an amazing picture that we are painting. There are going to be pullbacks along the way. I typically don't buy into massive strength like what we've seen. I'll wait for days of weakness. Just remember that nothing we say or do on this channel merits financial advice. We are not a financial advisor, just somebody who's sharing my technical opinion on the markets to try and help people understand them from a number of different perspectives. And of course, we're relating this video specifically to the internet computer, which is a cryptocurrency that we've been getting very, very right. And we hope you guys are doing well as a result of all this. So I've rambled on for nearly 10 minutes. I think, again, this news, what we were technically looking at, is always accompanied, very strangely, with news on the back end of it. I mean, Bitcoin, for example, there was a lot of ETF news that was kind of signaled in regards to what we were looking at, whether that be down here. So BlackRock entering on both occasions and kind of forming this support, even though we were looking at its technical support, and the breaking of this and the move that we expected out of this was all on ETF news that we were technically early to, just like we have been in regards to the internet computer. So a long way to go. I think some people feel like they've missed out. Again, I could have played this so much better. I have quite a decent size leverage long on this. I don't recommend people take leverage, but from a spot point of view, very measly. I wish I'd had more. However, the journey ahead is going to be a spectacular one, and that's the kind of transparency you get on this channel. We'll tell you when we don't get things perfect or when we sort of don't play things as well as perhaps we could have. We're not trying to present something that we're not. I'm just a crypto investor like you guys, somebody that's passionate about this space and thinks it's providing an amazing opportunity. Guys and girls, that's all I've got for you in this video. If you've enjoyed the content, like is greatly appreciated. So is a comment, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next one.